Telkom Business, behind South African businesses' drive to thrive.
The mining industry continues to be one of the most important sectors in South Africa, contributing 8% of GDP and providing direct employment to roughly 500,000 people. And with over 500 registered mining projects, there's endless business opportunities for small business owners to tap into. Welcome to another installment of the Entrepreneurial SME with me, Rams Mabote. And this evening, I'm joined by 2022 Top Empowerment Awards finalist and Managing Director of Kele Engineering Construction, Kgaugelo Mogapi. Before we get into it, take a look at how she identified opportunities within the mining sector to start her own business.
My name is Kgaugelo Mogapi. I was born and bred in Mokopane, small village outside Limpopo. Kele Engineering Construction is an EPCM, extremely solutions driven. The acronym EPCM stands for an engineering, procurement, and construction management company as a small enterprise. My position, I'm the founder and the director of Kele Engineering Construction. We provide a variety of services. We are a level 1, broad-based black women economic empowerment company, locally based. It was formed in the year 2018 in collaboration with my business partner, Ngosinati. We are actually threefold. So we provide an engineering business, which is the engineering arm. There's also procurement arm and a construction arm. So from the engineering point of view, we install, we repair, and we maintain aircons for production equipment, what they call trackless mobile machinery. That is your LDVs, your loaders, your shovels, your drills, and your trucks. I was raised by the most hardworking parents I've ever come across, who instilled, Daddy being a salesman and a businessman, instilled that spirit of entrepreneurship and confidence in me at a very young age. My mom, being a medical practitioner, instilled a high, insane work ethic and the spirit of giving in terms of paying it forward. I think having had the advantage of growing up in a mining area where I was consistently always surrounded by construction projects and heavy engineering. I've always been drawn to heavy equipment, always found it extremely fascinating. But I think also having been privileged to have operated as a senior manager, an executive manager in the mining space for big businesses, also in the engineering space, that's where I saw the niche market. Because I've always discovered that your big clients, they always make use of big contractors who charge them an exorbitant fee. So we said, but we can come in as a small enterprise and give you still a highly efficient service at a very cost-effective price.
Kgaugelo, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Mining has always been known as a boys' club. It's a men's world. How did you break into it?
I think from a young age, very young age, I've always known that I will end up and wind up as an entrepreneur. I grew up with boys. I was raised by a salesman, a businessman who was an entrepreneur, who instilled a spirit of entrepreneurship in me at a very prime age. I've always been drawn to mining, heavy equipment, construction projects that always happened within my proximity in where I operated. So I've always known that mining is...
so it was not easy to break in? It was not too difficult to break in, that's what I meant.
I wouldn't say
because you were drawn to it anyway.
I was drawn to it, but remember, under normal circumstances, mining is not easy for women, especially if you were raised, without pause.
What were some of your challenges getting in?
The biggest challenge in getting into the mining space, firstly, is accessing the financial market. With every startup business, that is not easy, especially with investors. They always see you as a high risk. It's not easy to fund a startup business for obvious reasons, that the first 2 or 3 years of every small enterprise, normally they don't last. Investors, obviously potential clients as well, you have to have that competitive edge to be able to convince them to say, why should they fund you and not fund
what was that
else?
competitive edge that you brought in?
Our competitive edge, I think, we've always been, in terms of pricing, we are not exorbitant. We saw a niche market where we've always seen our competitors, who are big sharks, by the way, always providing a service but at a very high cost, quite exorbitant. And that's where we came in to say, but guys, we can do and provide a very exceptional service for you, but at a very cost-effective price. That's where we came in.
So one of the things I do when we've agreed that we're going to do a profile on somebody like you, I try to accustom myself to their business and understand the space you work in. I promise you, I have cracked my skull to try and understand the vital importance or the importance of air conditioning in mines. Tell me more about that, just for my indulgence.
Yeah. The nature of our business is very solutions driven. We are an essential service. Aircon is all about, in the mining industry, Rams Mabote, if an aircon fails, it's extremely disastrous for the mining sector, because the mining sector relies on aircon to consistently be working, to ensure that obviously it brings revenue, that there's always productivity, that it doesn't affect downtime, doesn't affect idle resources. And obviously that's where we came in.
So therefore, it makes the business lucrative because it's a very vital tool of the business. So
Precisely.
it makes what you do very lucrative.
Precisely. And it brings a lot of money.
That's what I meant. So you're making good money.
For big clients.
I know
Not
you
necessarily.
are. I know you are, because you started in 2018, right? You survived COVID a few years later. You did not even have to lay off people. You have secured long-term contracts. And now your footprint is into the continent. It's not only here. What is the secret?
I think the secret is we've always positioned ourselves as a brand that is not about money. It's not about profit. As much as...
Not about profit?
Yeah.
I'd like to hire your business.
As much as going into business, it's important, obviously, that every business must be profitable. But we give back a lot. And that's exactly what set us apart from all our competitors. For example, some of the things that we do, we provide bursaries to artisans, to engineers who are starting off, obviously, from previously disadvantaged background. We assist unemployed artisans and engineers who are trying to break into, obviously, the market, who cannot secure jobs. We take them in, obviously, for 12 months. We pay them a stipend, and we assist them in acquiring the necessary expertise. We also support a lot of local businesses, local suppliers. We only buy from local suppliers.
Excellent.
In every space where
I love
we
hearing
operate.
that. Excellent.
Yes.
So you're now in Kinshasa also, in the DRC. How different is doing business in West Africa as compared to here? Other than language, which we know it's French.
Not really different. The environment is quite friendly. It's still the same client. The only thing, obviously, was to adjust to the people. Obviously moving from South Africa to DRC, which is a foreign country.
Yeah.
But there's not much difference, really.
And have you found that here at home the mining industry has transformed from a race point of view, from a gender point of view, and from supporting SMEs point of view?
I would say so, but we still have a long way to go. For example, where we operate now, in Mogalakwena, there's only 2 female entrepreneurs, and I mean black to be specific, who are contractors, who are running the type of business, obviously, that I'm running at the end of the day. So we still have a long way to go. If you take 2 out of 10, you can actually do better, and at least up the statistics to at least about 6 or 7 out of 10. Then I could say the numbers, when the numbers start to shift, that's when then you start to see, obviously, the growth. But in terms of the support, I must say, our client is very deliberate in terms of supporting local business, especially women-owned businesses.
I know you're passionate about that. You're saying it for the second time.
Yes.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we continue this conversation.